Today we'll learn about equation of line from 2 points. We already know how to use or how to find equation of line when 1 point and a gradient is given. So in this case, there will be 2 points given. Let's say I have 1 and 6, and the other point is 2 and 5. Generally speaking, we know that y is equal to mx plus c, where m is the gradient and c over here is the intercept, or generally known as y-intercept. So if only 2 points are given, the equation of line, the formula is y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. But I'm not going to add a plus c here, where m is the gradient, and in place of y, I'm using y minus y1, and in place of x, I'm using x minus x1. Now, before I use these 2 points into this equation, or I plug in the values, first I need to know the value of m. Now we know that the value of m, or gradient, there's a formula which is known as y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Now, since there are 2 points given, I can easily name the first point as x1, y1, and the second point is x2, y2. So we know that coordinate pairs generally are given by x and y, but if there are multiple points, we can say the first point is x1, y1. That is where this 1 comes from. And the second point is x2, y2. Since this is a second term, so I can use x2, 2 over here, and y2, 2 over here. So first of all, to find the gradient, I need to substitute these values on this equation. So m is equal to, in place of y2, the value is 5 minus y1 is 6 divided by the value of x2. We can see here is 2. I'm going to put 2. And the value of x1 is 1, so I can use minus 1. Now I need to simplify this. M is equal to 5 minus 6 is minus 1 divided by 2 minus 1 is 1. So negative 1 divided by 1, a positive 1, is always a negative 1. So from here, I can have my gradient. So this problem of the gradient is solved. I still need to find y1 and x1. Well, that's easy because I have already named one of my points as x1, y1. So all I need to do is I need to plug in the values of m in this equation, and I need to plug in the value of x1, y1 in this equation. So my equation will become, the first y will remain as it is, minus the value of y1, you can see from here is 6, is equal to the gradient we just found out is negative 1. And in place of x is x, and in place of x1, I'm going to use this 1, which I already named here. I'm going to circle this x1, y1. So x1 is 1. Now I solve the equation. The equation is y minus is equal to negative x times x is negative x. Negative times negative is positive, and negative 1, or 1 times 1 is 1. So now I need to solve this further. I'm going to take this 6 to the other side of the equality. Y is equal to minus 6 plus 1. Now, this negative 6, when shifted to this side of the equality, becomes positive. So y is equal to negative x plus 7. So y is equal to negative x plus 7. So if we compare this with y is equal to mx plus c, we can easily see that the value of the gradient is minus 1 and the intercept is 7. So this is how we find out the equation of line when 2 points are given and no gradient is given. First, we need to find the gradient with using this formula. And then we need to plug in the values by using this formula over here, which I'm going to mark this like. So this is how we find the equation of line when 2 points are given.